It's a joy, to help someone who is in need,
I'm proud to know that we are able to accommodate them with a hot meal, fresh meal, and a well-balanced meal.
A lot of our clients, as you know, it's in the inner city and persons who really improve and so much have lost their job. And for whatever reason, 2 months, 3 months, they really don't have anything.
You have to have some kind of kindness to do this.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11, more legal precedents on the sentencing of a serial burglar and rapist, and why, according to one renowned attorney, plea agreements bode well for the administration of justice. And a glimmer of hope for the long-standing intermittent water supply issues on Harbour Island. The Member of Parliament explaining plans earlier today and says he's focused on getting the job done. Also, the head of the taxi cab union telling ZNS that as the service of taxi drivers in the Bahamas improves, companies on the ride-hailing market like Uber and Lyft are no competition. It's a bold claim. Stay tuned for more. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thanks for tuning in. More feedback tonight to the 9-year sentence given to a serial burglar and a man who committed multiple violent crimes against women, including the rape of an 83-year-old woman in 2023. Appearing on the rundown tonight with Clint Watson, noted attorney and host of ZNS's The Legal Brief, Ramona Farquharson, weighed in on the perpetrator securing a plea deal for the rape conviction.
It's important for people to know that the law does permit, pursuant to the Criminal Procedure Plea Discussion and Plea Agreement Act, Chapter 91A. So it does permit for an accused person to enter into plea discussions or a plea agreement. And it's very helpful, again, because we have so much crime, an increase in crime. And so this act was enacted to help with, to shorten or reduce all of the backlog. And so something that persons are missing is this, even though we don't have all of the facts, is that Section 10 of this act says that the agreement has to be brought to the attention of the judge or magistrate. And they have to, in essence, sign off on it. Mm-hmm. So they, the judge or magistrate, in this particular case, had to feel satisfied.
Farquharson also spoke to an equally troubling issue of incest, cases involving men with their daughters, stepdaughters, and in some instances, granddaughters. The crime carrying a serious penalty, even in the case of a minor with a minor.
Usually sometimes around 14, 15, thereabouts, may have instances where a sibling, an older sibling, has sexual intercourse with a younger sibling. In that case, if they're minors, meaning under the age of 18, then 2 years.
Are they sentenced to jail or are they sentenced to the Simpson Pen Correctional?
Well, this act says imprisonment. They're liable to that. And when it says liable, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the absolute penalty that they will go. Again, based on the circumstances, it may be a case, because think about the difficulty of that. Now, if you're a parent of obviously they are siblings or there's a blood relation, and you're the parent of, let's say, your son, your minor son, who has had sexual intercourse with your minor daughter. It's very difficult and to navigate that for the family. And people may say that's very much a family issue.
Human trafficking rakes in an average of $27 billion annually, affecting millions around the world, which lends to it requiring urgent attention. Addressing the issue during a workshop last evening, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, noted that behind such exploitation is poverty, a lack of education, and mainly countries in conflict. The minister adding that of all the legislation in the world, coupled with resources, will not break the back of this scourge. And the reason, he says, is quite clear.
For instance, sex workers, it's usually in apartments, in neighborhoods, sometimes very respectable neighborhoods. When people are exploiting people for their labor, you asking one or two questions may get to find out that it's obvious that that is what is happening, even to somebody working for you.
More tonight on the National Crime Intelligence Agency Amendment Bill, debated in the House of Assembly on Wednesday. The amendment is expected to improve the effectiveness of the agency. During his contribution to debate, the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, outlined the crucial role a proposed National Crime Intelligence Commission would play in the country's crime fight.
From a general point of view, this member views intelligence as information gathered within or outside the Bahamas that involves threats to our nation, its people, property, or interests, development, proliferation, or possible use of weapons of mass chaos, you never know, and any other matter bearing on our homeland security. It can provide insights not available elsewhere that warn of potential threats and opportunities.
Central, South Andros and Mangrove Key Member of Parliament Leon Lundy also weighing in on the debate. He says the initiative is vital to the country's national security, community safety, and overall progress of the Bahamas. He highlighted the community of Andros as he felt the elements of crime over the years.
I'm glad to announce an initiative that we are about to undertake in the constituency that will place 30 security systems throughout the district. We will evenly distribute these systems with the hope that they will assist our police officers in their fight against crime and deter crime also.
North Eleuthera Member of Parliament Sylvanus Petty advising Parliament that a 300,000-gallon tank on Harbour Island is nearly filled. This move, he hopes, will address the long-standing intermittent water supply on the island.
It's an historic moment. That tank has been leaking right now for roughly over 15 years. And right now we're going to take that leaking tank offline, and we're filling the new tank right now. So right in time for regatta. Hopefully we won't have any water issues in Harbour Island for the next 20 years or so. The completion date, probably in the next week or two, because we're filling the tank, and we're distributing the same time.
The North Eleuthera MP says he's not one to point fingers for what was not done in the past. He says he's just making sure the job is done under his watch.
We're not going to have any electrical or water issues probably in the next 6 months. We should have everything sorted out. So the people of North Eleuthera elected me to go and push, and my shoulders are broad. So whilst people were talking on Facebook, I was working. I got a report from Mr. Deal today, and we are almost over 6 feet and the level at the tank, the new tank right now.
Nassau and Paradise Island Promotion Board launching a new brand campaign that highlights the unique culture of the islands and the abundance of hotel and entertainment options available for all types of travelers. The launch of the campaign marks the first time in 7 years that the promotion board has released new messaging around the destination, reintroducing it as one destination, 2 distinct islands with an endless number of choices for a variety of interests. The new campaign will showcase the unique offerings of each island while positioning them both as spots for authentic experiences through promotions with locally created music and marketing materials that highlight the one-of-a-kind spirit of the islands.
Time and time and time again, they all talked about wanting to experience the culture of the place. They wanted to go where the locals went. They wanted to eat the food. They wanted to listen to the music and enjoy the activities that locals do, so that they felt that they had been somewhere new. That's really fed into how our new brand campaign will look. But more than that, it just gives us an opportunity to showcase proudly that which we are so proud of about our destinations.
In an effort to showcase Bahamian talent, the promotion board is working with locally celebrated artist Lady E, along with renowned Bahamian producers Rick Carey, Ira Storr, and C. Ray, to create an album of songs reflective of the destination that can be downloaded from multiple streaming platforms. Better in the Bahamas, My Islands in the Sun, and Feel That Rhythm are now available for download, and additional songs will be released throughout the duration of the brand campaign. Lady E will also be featured as a storyteller on the promotion board's social media channels, sharing her favorite spots throughout the islands for visitors to experience the destination as a local would.
When people listen to the sounds of vacation, the first thing I want them to think about is visiting Nassau Paradise Island. You know, it has been a long-time gem of the Bahamas.
I'm only just the tip of the iceberg. There's lots of Bahamian talent over here that does exceptionally well in the industry, but I think this is also, you know, a means of, you know, for other artists and other producers and engineers to showcase their talent.
Come visit us, come experience us, come immerse yourself in all of what we got. You know, so the lingo and everything that the Bahamas is just what I want to be pushed in my music.
They want to experience us as Bahamians and how we live, what our sound is, what makes us unique. You know, they want to experience our culture, our food, the way we live.
I feel ecstatic. I feel blessed to be a part of such a wonderful undertaking. Anything to promote the Bahamas is something that I want to be a part of.
Celebration of World Tourism Day tomorrow, the Ministry of Tourism is visiting schools nationwide to share on the importance of the sector and tourism being everyone's business. Director General Latia Duncombe returned to her home island of Abaco to talk tourism to 4 schools: Agape Christian, Patrick J. Bethel High, and Abaco Central Primary, and Forest Heights Academy.
Being here on this soil is amazing that I can actually share and deliver insights about the importance of tourism and make sure everyone is aware how they can play a part and participate in the sector. When we look at tourism and the sector itself, we have to ensure that there's sustainability. We have to ensure that our young individuals that are making decisions on what they want to do for the rest of their life consider a career in the tourism field. Sometimes we look at tourism as frontline or back of house, but there are many different career options in the sector. And we need our young people to start thinking, because they think differently. Our young people are bright, they're amazing, their thoughts are beyond ours. And those unique experiences that they start to curate are the same experiences our visitors want. The foundation is here.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
New Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation President Leo Roll, who appeared on ZNS's The Rundown with Clint Watson Wednesday night, indicating that the Chamber has started the Chamber Institute, an entity designed to support its members.
We realize that there are a number of challenges with owning a business and having persons that you are that rely on that business for goods and services. What the Chamber Institute does is it provides a measure of support for businesses who are otherwise unable to have a training department or to supplement their training department. And so, for instance, we have a professional selling course in sales and one in customer service. The beauty of that customer service course is that it teaches the employees of these businesses how to make sure that the customer service that they provide is top tier, but we go a step further.
The Chamber president was also asked what some businesses are doing wrong.
Not doing their proper grounding or their research before they go into business.
Yeah.
So I understand that my friend or I see a business that's going well and I realize that they're pricing their goods and services at, let's say, $50. And so I go into that market because I think this is the new in thing without doing proper research and understanding that there's a reason that that person was able to charge $50. Perhaps they're bringing in bulk. Perhaps they're partnering with someone. When I go into that business and I charge $50, I'm operating at a loss. And so understanding, first of all, the need in the market, because you may be going into a market where there's really and truly not an appetite for your product or service, and then you want to hit the wall when you realize that no one is purchasing your goods and services.
Also appearing on the rundown Wednesday night, Taxi Cab Union President Wesley Ferguson. He says they're fielding less complaints from the public. All good news when you consider the emergence of companies with ride-hailing apps like Uber and Lyft, which he sees as no competition.
Taxi union stands resolute that that kind of service will never be permitted in the Bahamas.
Why?
Because, number one, taxi drivers they enjoy the fact that they mostly cater to the tourist industry.
Correct.
All right? So there's not, with the jitney service now that runs through every little street and corner, there's not much use for a taxi in the local market. So we cater towards the tourists mostly. Okay, so for that reason, we are making sure that there is no avenue for them to even have parking or even to integrate into the system. And of course, our insurance companies are not set up for you to actually charge somebody in a private car. So they've tried it before, but the taxi union blocked it at every turn.
New at 11, the Bahamas has come a long way in the fight against HIV and AIDS. In recent years, there has been a consistent sharp reduction in the number of new infections. As of 2022, there were approximately 4,000 people living with HIV in the country. 93% of them know their status. But unfortunately, there's a drop-off in the number of infected persons who take treatment for the disease, a trend that could impact new infections.
Our work is to support people who are infected, make sure that they get on medication and they're not able to transmit it and they live healthy, productive lives while preventing new infections. So if we could stop new infections by getting people on PrEP, and by the people, maybe their partners who are positive on medication and they're viral suppressed, we can take care of the patients who are living with the disease, restore their humanity and their dignity.
The foundation was given a $100,000 donation from the Bahamas Striping group of companies this morning. The money will assist the foundation with their work on the path to zero new infections.
One of the messages that we need to continue to carry is that people get tested so they know their status. The only way to eradicate HIV is for people to know their status and get on treatment. If you are on treatment and you become viral suppressed, you're not capable of transmitting the disease.
Seeking legal advice and not sure and how to go about it, well, Hallsbury Chambers will be offering its 20th annual free legal clinic this Saturday, September 28th. Under the theme, Information You Need for the Life You Want. Those interested are asked to make an appointment to meet an attorney. Hallsbury Principal Branville McCartney says the free legal clinic has proven successful over the years, much to the benefit of communities.
We did it because we saw a need in the community where persons sought legal advice, legal assistance, but could not afford to get it. So we came up with the idea of this legal clinic 20 years ago to assist those persons, and as a community, public community service, to assist those persons we saw were not being helped or being assisted.
Today is World Maritime Day, celebrated the last Thursday in September. This year's theme, Navigating the Future, Safety First, reflects the International Maritime Organization's work to enhance maritime safety and security. Cadets at LJM Maritime Academy joined in on the festivities.
I feel like this day is very important for us to take care of our waters for water pollution, keeping our ocean safe, and trade is a wonderful thing, so we have to make sure the ocean is always clear.
Ellis Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports.
For tonight, we'll take a look at the UB cross country squad as they did some work over in Florida. Details on how their performance was just ahead.
you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. University of the Bahamas now getting back into the sporting thick of things, taking a look at what they have in store right now. University going to their cross-country team. They turned in a pretty decent result over the weekend at the Embry-Riddle University Invitational. Michael Bullard led the way for the women's team over the 5-kilometer course in 22 minutes, 42.2 seconds. Finishing 44th overall in the field of 119. Markel Newbold finished in 26 minutes, 35.3 seconds for the 87th spot. And Nancy Joseph took 29 minutes, 21.6 seconds. Kaya Cambridge completed the course in 31 minutes, 6.2 seconds. And we had Katrina Dean finishing in 34 minutes, 19 seconds. The team finished 12th with 345 points. Bullard said she had a plan for the race.
My plan is keep the pace, stay with the girls, don't get left behind, especially with a lot of hills. The hills is hard, but keep up at the end, push, give it all you get.
The Caribbean Baseball Cup tournament scheduled for next month at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. Yesterday, members of the local organizing committee announcing a partnership with local security firm Valor Security to help ensure the safety of both the players and the fans.
We're excited to partner right now with Valor Security, who will be in partnership also with our Royal Bahamas Police Force as well as our Defense Force as these national teams come in to participate in this Caribbean Baseball Cup.
And back to the track and field beat where we had a visitor. His name is Aiden Vincent in town from Norway. He's getting ready for the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. While here for a wedding, he decided to get some training sessions in. Our Charles Fisher has the story.
In the Bahamas for a wedding, an avid trackster. So why not just say, hey, I'm going for a bit of a morning run. That's the case for Aiden Vincent from Norway.
Love track, and I do track all the time when I'm home. And of course, when I saw the beautiful stadium of Thomas Robinson Stadium, I was like, I need to visit it. And was like, we had a free day and just thought, why not go to the stadium and have a run, really.
Just 20 years old, the 404-meter hurdle specialist hopes to pursue a career in the sport.
We train a lot indoors, a lot outdoors, but it's cold, it's rainy. So training in this warmth is something special, and I'm loving it. It's different, but I'm loving the humidity and the weather of running in. It's beautiful.
And our top quarter milers just happen to be a role model of his.
We have a 400 hurdler from Norway. That's called Karsten Warholm. He's one of my idols. Also looked up to Stephen Gardner from Bahamas as well, a great 400-meter runner, and Shawnee Miller as well. Some great 400 meters, and Karani James, just to mention a few. I love the 400, and I've always been following it for a lot of years. So I would probably say that Stephen Gardner, Karani James, and our own Karsten Warholm is probably my big favorite 400-meter people then.
And this is what you call sharing the good news of Bahamian sports to the world.
The people I talk to here are so nice and welcoming, so of course I will let them know, and hopefully everybody comes here because it's beautiful, the weather is nice, and you always get to train outside. It's in something, when you're coming from Norway as well, that's something you would want to just run outside with the warmness and get the good feel.
Nice to have you here, Aiden, and you're welcomed back anytime. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
That's our check on sports for you here tonight. However, we do have the weather report just ahead. Stay with us.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed
out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. What can you tell us, Basil?
Well, good evening, Royston. The tropics becoming very busy. We have two areas we're looking at in the far eastern Atlantic, one near the Cape Verde Islands, and the second one midway between the Cape Verde Islands and the Los Angeles. Both of these systems showing some good signs of development, so we'll keep our eyes on those over the next couple of days. And then we have Tropical Storm Isaac out there in the north-central Atlantic. No threat to any landmass at the moment, but it's packing winds of 50 miles per hour, moving towards the east at about 12 miles per hour. But the big news tonight is Helene. Helene is now taking aim for Tallahassee, Florida. You can see it now on our satellite picture. Well-defined eye, and the west coast of Florida already beginning to feel the effects of those heavy showers and thunderstorms. Some of those feeder bands even reaching as far as Bimini. So occasionally during the course of the night, they will have some showers and thunderstorms passing through that island of Bimini. And our forecast for tonight, we're looking at overcast skies, particularly in the extreme northwest parts of the country. Windy, humid with a couple of showers, again, mainly to the western part of the northwestern islands. 81 degrees will be a low temperature. Tomorrow, we're looking at breezy conditions in the morning, otherwise humid with intervals of clouds and sunshine, meaning we will see some improvement in our weather starting tomorrow with sunshine working its way back into our forecast. And our extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Lots of sunshine right through the weekend. Beautiful weekend shaping up for you. That will take us right into it. On Monday, come Tuesday, we'll have 1 or 2 showers developing in our forecast, but that will be short-lived. Wednesday looks pretty good, but come Thursday, overcast skies again with showers and thunderstorms returning to the forecast. Royston.
Well, I'm looking forward to a sunny weekend. Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanno. This is ZNS.